cost of energy is contributing to the cost of food being driven up, despite the big supermarkets saying that they're doing everything they can to keep prices as low as possible.
Iceland, though, has made a unique move to try and help those who are desperately struggling at the moment. Delighted to say we're joined live in the studio by their Managing Director, Richard Walker. Richard, thank you very much for coming in and spending a bit of time with us. And we're going to read you some of the comments we've had from our viewers tonight as well. But what a crazy world we live in when a supermarket is having to give people credit to buy food.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's certainly unusual. It's definitely innovative, but it's something we didn't go into lightly. And we've been researching the microloan market for a couple of years, since early 2020. But we're very confident that this is a low-risk way that will support our customers through the cost of living. And anything we can do as a business to be there for them is essential. I think it's incumbent on any business to step up and do what they can.
Some of the criticism that I've seen around this scheme already, people are calling it Klarna for groceries and putting vulnerable people in a position where they're in debt for things that are basically keeping them alive, the basics.
Yeah, I think the important differential there is that we're not extending the credit. It's a company called Fair for You. They're government-backed charity, not for profit.
And that's why there's no interest, because they cover the interest.
No, we actually cover the interest,
right.
So they would charge interest, but we're paying it on behalf of any customer who wants to take it out. And if the borrower falls behind on their repayment, they are helped. They're not harassed. The debt is not sold off to third-party lenders. There's no bailiffs, anything like that. They're put on a flexible programme, which might be as little as £1 a week. So I'm very comfortable that this is the right thing to do. I think it's really important for our customers, and it's to try and help the cash flow, you know, through the summer and indeed the winter months as cost of living and heating really starts to bite.
So you don't think this is something that could add to people's debt, particularly those who are already on low incomes? They might already be dealing with a lot of debt. This could be adding to that.
No, I think this is it's something, like I said, we haven't gone lightly into. We did a pilot for 18 months in the most deprived communities around the UK, and we found that food bank usage of people who'd taken out these loans dropped over 90%. People didn't fall behind on things like rent, up to 70% improved mental health, credit scores. You know, I think this is a good thing for our customers, and certainly we've been overwhelmed. We announced this a week ago. We've had over 50,000 applications now, and it just goes to show, firstly, how important this is, but secondly, how seriously we're taking it.
How desperate people are as well.
Have we got...
We do, actually.
Yes. So I imagine on this subject there'd be real interest, and particularly we've got Richard in the studio.
Very right, Dan. Lots of interest. This person didn't leave their name, but they are asking, who's this loan for? Is it for people on benefits or just for people who are working? That's very interesting. I'm sure you've got a lot of customers who are on benefits. Yeah,
so when we ran this pilot, 60% of people found that they were rejected loans elsewhere. So it is definitely for people who can't get credit otherwise, but it is a very robust approval process. So Fair for You, the actual loan provider, which is not Iceland, they would not extend credit to anyone who can't afford to repay it. That's the point. This is an ethical repayment scheme.
And what does it say that you're having to do this? That that there's not enough government help for some of the people who are coming to you. Is it shaming the government a scheme like this, do you think?
Look, I don't think it's shaming them, but certainly it's a sign of the times, and it shows that it's important for business to do whatever they can to step up and help their consumers. Of course, we'd like the government to do more. They've done a fair bit already. They say they're going to do more. I'd like to see the government help and support business as well as consumers, because we're facing electricity rises and rises in fuel and all the rest of it.
What's the way out of that then? Do you know, I mean, because we were talking about strikes in the programme yesterday. There are so many individuals, businesses, groups of people who need money at the moment just to survive, and everyone is knocking on the door of the government.
That's right, and never mind Iceland. You know, we're a fairly big business. Imagine those small and medium-sized businesses on every high street across the UK, tens of thousands of them. They need support right now.
OK, a positive message, actually. Carol in London says, I think it's amazing that Iceland is doing this. 2 weeks ago, I got £12 to help towards my shopping, and I'm very grateful. However, Eric in Liverpool says, it sounds good, but couldn't people default on their loans?
Yes, they can, and some do. Very, very low default rate, because the approval process is robust. If they do, they are helped, they're not harassed. So it's a collaborative process, and I'm confident that if they do, we work with them, not against them.
How long do you think this is going to go on for? I mean, what's the in your mind when you started this? When were you be continuing these loans until, do you think?
We'll see. I mean, whether this is the new norm or not, I don't know. We're looking at food inflation now in double figures. But the reality is food inflation is biting. It's going to get worse. We have a war in Ukraine that's affecting harvests. We've just had a drought in the UK and in Europe. That's going to affect harvests. So it will get worse. We've got to be upfront and straight with consumers. And that's why we need to do everything we can.
Well, if taking out a loan is needed to buy food, if that becomes a new normal, we are indeed in very, very worrying times. But Richard Walker, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.